Hello, this is Reverend Don Lewis coming to you from beautiful Salem. Tonight our question comes to us from Red Dragon. And Red Dragon asks my take on those creatures commonly considered mythological, but also evil. And Red Dragon specifically references giants, demons, etc. One might add creatures such as trolls and other various mythological creatures. And in answering this question, I would have to take it on two different levels. The first level is mythological. And mythologically speaking, creatures like giants, that is the Jotun of Norse mythology, titans out of Greco-Roman mythology, demons out of Judeo-Christian mythology, almost always represent the gods of the previous religion in the area. I believe it's pretty much universally agreed that the Titans of Greek mythology represent the ancient gods of that area before the coming of the classical Greeks, the giants of Germanic mythology, and the successive waves that you see in Celtic mythology of various divine races represent successive layers of culture and their deities. And often, the deities of the previous culture are remembered in negative terms. This is certainly true for the demons of Judeo-Christian religion, because the word demon is only a Greek word that means spirit, and the early Christians basically, quote, demonized, end quote, the gods of their predecessors. All of this, of course, is on a mythological level that has nothing to do with the existence or non-existence of any of these creatures. Now, on that level, what do I think of the idea of, quote, evil entities, end quote? Well, we've spoken of the word evil in previous vlogs, and evil usually just means opposing whatever the speaker wants. I think there are certainly times when various forces of nature or spiritual entities may have very different goals than ourselves. That doesn't make them evil. There may be times when you may encounter a spirit that is lost, maybe hurting or angry. That doesn't make it evil. The idea of evil has to do with the concept of powers that exist only to disrupt the forces of life, and I do not believe that such a thing exists. That is not to say that you can never have a negative experience, that there are not entities whose experience you might find to be negative, but it's not because they are opposed to the forces of life, it's because they're in a very different place than you are, and their motivations do not seem to make sense to you. This is true for people as well. People that we commonly perceive as, quote, evil, end quote, are people who are in a different place following different points of view, who almost invariably consider themselves to be very good. And if you look back historically at notions of what constitutes good or evil, you'll notice how drastically they have tended to change over the course of centuries. And I've pointed out in other vlogs on this topic that some of the things that we think are very good today would have horrified our ancestors. Most of our ancestors all over the world and of every race practiced slavery and would be horrified by the idea that this is not a good thing. But we absolutely know that it is not a good thing. The vast majority of the world's cultures have been rather misogynistic. Today we regard this as a very bad thing. They did not. They felt that they were exactly as things should be, and they felt that equality between the sexes was a horrible imbalance. We've learned better. So on and so forth through many different things. If you look back historically, you'll see their point of view was different. It doesn't mean they were evil, it means they were in a different spot. Therefore, in the sense of what Judeo-Christian people mean by evil, I don't believe it exists. I have never believed it existed. That is not to say there are not things that are antithetic to our existence. That doesn't mean they're evil. The tiger is a tiger because it is a tiger. I hope that answers your question, and until next time, may you blessed be.
Hi, I'm Terry the Stone Lady. For all your crystal and stone needs, come to witchschoolstore.com.
But wait, don't forget our books, Witch School First, Second, and Third Degree, and also Living the Wiccan Life, and Ritual in Theory and Practice, available at a bookstore near you, or get them direct from us at www.witchschoolstore.com.